Now we are going to present the work entitled Procedure to Validate Non-Functional Requirements in Information Management Systems, from the authors Niurka Martinez Duran, Alexander Delgado Gutierrez, both engineers, and Bachelor Jorge Emilio Escala Maceo. Non-functional requirements are requirements that are not directly concerned with the specific functions delivered by the system. They may be related to emerging system properties such as reliability, response time, and storage occupancy. They arise from the needs of the user due to budget constraints, the policies of the organization, the need for interoperability of software or hardware with other systems, or external factors such as safety regulations or laws about privacy. In this scenario, a proper validation systematically increases the expectations of the end users. Its implementation is generally difficult because typical defects usually appear as contradictions in the specification, small differences between functional and non-functional requirements, little understandable and redundant specifications, getting in conflict and not indicating all the necessary hardware resources. The procedure consists of a series of activities organized in a logical and sequential way according to the element being analyzed. The implementation of the procedure is an iterative and incremental process by its own nature. That is, several iterations are performed while validating requirements do not meet the characteristics specified. The artifacts and proposed roles in it are declared by the authors according to their research. It is proactive for the preventive nature of its activities, since it indicates how to develop correctly in a coherent and organized way. Each activity and task, it has a wide range of applicability, given the feasibility of its use for various types of projects during the validation activity as part of the requirements engineering. It also maintains an approach of feedback from its participants, fostered by the implementation of its activities. Objective: to validate the non-functional requirements for the direction and correction of errors during the development lifecycle of information management systems. Scope: information management systems. Structure: the procedure is structured in 3 phases to facilitate the organization of the activities. The phases are named: 1. Validation of non-functional requirement list. 2. Validation of non-functional requirement specification. 3. Validation for quality metrics. The activities of the 3 phases include the following elements. Description consists of explaining in detail what to make those involved in each activity and how defined techniques are used to fulfill the stated goal. Objective: this is the primary goal of the activity, defines the purpose of it, towards which the people involved in its implementation work. Responsible: plays a leading role in the development of activities. Participants: their main task is to work together with the responsible of the procedure. Activities: set of actions that are based on the stage of the procedure, aiming to achieve its goal. Input artifacts: composed of all the information and documentation necessary for the implementation of activities. Output artifacts: documents, models, tables, and general information obtained as a result of the implementation of activities. Techniques: used to enable participants in each of the activities, gathering and obtaining information necessary for its implementation. Phase 1 is focused on analyzing each non-functional requirement. This artifact is generated by the quality administrator. The statement of them is verified regarding ambiguity, consistency, possibility to be proved, and that describe properties of the system. Many iterations are performed as necessary until it is accomplished, ranging from 95% to 100, the goals of each task. The percentage is defined which this limit letting exists from 1 to 3 errors in relation to the amount of NFR because its correctness depends on the opinion of the analyst responsible for this activity. Implementation of the procedure is applied to CPAC, a computer tool to register, follow up, and assess financial and physical performance of projects, as well as the impact of its results. It was detected in the first iteration that only 85.41% of the non-functional requirements were unambiguous, and in the second iteration 95% had that feature. Some other errors detected during this phase of the procedure are that in the first iteration only 93.75% of the requirements were concise and abstract. In the second iteration 98% met this feature. Phase 2 is directed to review the specifications of non-functional requirements for software. Several iterations of this step are performed as often as necessary, that is, until the target for each activity is accomplished within the range of 95% to 100. The technique used is audit, which will be implemented through the checklist. It not only evaluates the SRS artifact in general, but also establishes a series of questions for each activity to ensure proper development and calculate the percentage of achievement. To make the SRS document meets all the features required in the process, it was clearly evident that need for 2 iterations. Although most of non-functional requirements met all the characteristics established for this phase. The correction characteristic was not found in the defined range, 95% to 100%. Phase 3 is focused on evaluating the 6 quality attributes contained in the ISO IEC 9126 standard that match the selected non-functional requirements. Validations take into account the metrics that best meet the current needs of the NFR. Several iterations are performed to achieve accomplishment of each quality attribute from a range of 90% to 100%, because there may be a non-FR that are not evaluated with the metrics proposed. With the implementation of Phase 3, the project concludes the implementation of a procedure. With the development of this research, a procedure for validating non-functional requirements of information management systems was designed. Standards and quality rules were analyzed as part of the implementation of the theoretical basis of the research, including also the conceptual context, analyzing subjects as the study of requirements engineering, which proved as a result that validation of requirements and software metrics contributes to the control, monitoring, and improvement of the quality of the software development process. A procedure capable of improving the quality of non-functional requirements of information management system was designed. The integral solution for project management and centralized actions was applied, determining the feasibility of the procedure. And in this way, we have concluded the work entitled Procedure to Validate Non-Functional Requirements in Information Management System.